Welcome to the Just Josh podcast.
Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you?
This whole thing's a little weird.
Never yet fear, laddie buck.
It seemed like it needed an inward scream.
That's the best intro I think I've done since I started this.
Nice.
For people out there, we got Alex Wright in. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I was gonna say it's beautiful out, but it did rain earlier. Did you get caught in any of that thunderstorm? It was like super down
today?
Yeah.
No, I was asleep.
I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was trying to. They said online. See, I knew in my head, my better judgment, not to trust what it says online, but it said in stock we have this many.
Oh, Dick's is bad with that.
I went all the way out there.
I've gotten dicked before by them.
You got dicked at Dick's?
Yeah.
So I went all the way out there, and they didn't have either item in. And the guy was like, well, did you check online? I'm like, yes, that's why I'm here. He was making me so mad, but
They always ask that too. Like, well, you got to check online. Like, online lied to me.
yes.
I checked that.
With technology, you would think that we would have better ways of tracking things.
Oh, it's just too large of a system for people to update, I think.
What have you been up to this weekend? Or this week, I should say.
I worked the entire week.
And you were working with Trey?
Yeah, work with my buddy Trey Price.
Shout out to Trey.
Hey, Trey. Work at Bowley's Marina in Bowley's Quarters, Maryland.
Are you still helping your cousin out, or is that harder just with the distance?
No, that was pretty much most of the summer. I was in New Jersey doing windows with him. And, yeah, that kind of, the work kind of started winding down, and I got offered a mostly full-time position at this place.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike, but figure it out.
I had Robbie on here, and he works at the furniture place, and he kept talking about furniture the whole time.
He would. He loves furniture, always has.
No, but I thought about, he was like, I can get you a job there, and I was thinking, like, maybe. But I'd have to be touching a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Inventory and stuff, and I'm trying to keep the touching to a minimum, if possible.
You don't like touching, huh? Oh, no. You got Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends what kind of touching. But yeah, I don't like touching packages as much if I don't have to during this climate. But
yeah.
So, Chadwick Boseman.
Dude.
I saw Donald's post. It didn't really click with me, and this morning I woke up,
Dude.
I'm like, holy shit.
Dude. Wakanda forever.
It's funny, I have Wakanda Forever, hashtag Wakanda Forever written here.
That guy was an amazing actor, and he's
so good.
He's filming these films while battling colon cancer, and still going to hospitals, and cheering up kids that are sick. Like that guy, you know, they really take the good ones too soon.
Yeah, and the mental capacity to do that. Like if that was me, I'd shut down.
Yeah.
You know, I'd just sit there and probably complain on Facebook about. Or make one of those fake uplifting posts about, you know. But yeah, no, and not only that with the Marvel, but Jackie E14, that was really good. I think that was one of the first ones I saw him in, and now that I think there's another one that I haven't seen yet that I definitely want to go watch now. Yeah, he was a great actor. He really was, and a good person, it seemed like. And again, it kind of puts in. Now it stinks, and I think in life sometimes these things happen just as a reminder to ourselves. And it feels like we need this many reminders because we're just humans and we're crazy sometimes.
I'm
but
kind of over the reminders.
Yeah.
This year's been a lot of reminders.
I think one of the bigger ones that affected me for the deaths was like Robin Williams.
That's, the same. I actually cried.
Yeah. I'm starting to get a little teary thinking about
Physically, like tears were running down my face.
That's why I can't watch the new Jumanjis with Rock. One, I hate The Rock. I think he's. I don't hate him. I actually love him, but I love to hate him. You know what I mean? Like to me, all his characters are the same. It's just The Rock in the movie.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean,
like
hating on him is popular, but I'm
dude,
down
I have
with
a lot
The
of
Rock, but
no, me too. I have a lot of respect for him for sure.
it just wasn't. Yeah, those things were not the first one of the newer ones. There were some definite funny parts, and the second one, I was just like, dude, stop, just stop. Nothing can compare to the original Jumanji.
And now oh yeah. And imagine like some of those movies. Now I know they're remaking a lot of movies because we have newer technology. So a lot of them are like, well, what if we could do this with this, now? And you're seeing a lot of that with the live Disney and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking they should slow down on that.
I agree.
Call me old-fashioned, but
Yeah.
they just keep pumping out Batmans.
Do you want to talk about the RSO story?
Oh,
Or do you want me to start talking
yeah.
about it?
Well,
I'll
it's
say
funny. It's funny that you brought that up because it was, what's today? Yesterday was exactly a year ago that happened.
do you have it like written down on count?
No, because I saw on Instagram some people were posting like, "Oh, a year ago I missed this," and it was the Seattle show, and that was a fun day.
I felt horrible, by the way, because it really wasn't on purpose or anything.
I know it
It
wasn't.
was just I should have been more forthright, and I was tired. It was like late at night, and I'm not even thinking about
I've
when you're
chalked it
asking
up-
me dosage and stuff, and I
Yeah.
was just like, I didn't even realize.
So I asked Josh. He said he was getting some supplies from a friend, and was asking if he had any like CBD stuff, like anything edible, or low THC. Like I just didn't want to get fucked up. I was just trying to. I think my back was hurting or something, and I just wanted to get to sleep. So
You just want a little something.
yeah, we're in the hotel room, and Josh comes back with the goodies he got from his friend, and has these syringes, and I was like, "Oh, is that the CBD stuff?" And you were like, yeah, well, yeah, it's use it for cancer patients and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well then, must be potent CBD." And so I was like, "How much of this would you normally take?" And I forget what you said, but I just doubled what I took like 3/4 of the syringe. So Rick Simpson oil being one of the most potent edible THC compounds that you can ever have. I didn't know that's what I was taking. And I was like, man, it really does taste like weed for a CBD. So I go to sleep. This is probably around midnight, a little bit after. And I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, like just gasping. Like I had like stopped breathing for a minute and woke up and was just like, whoa, what's that? Why do I feel like this? And everything was blurry. And I'm like, what? I sat up, got dizzy. It's like, what the fuck? I just say, Josh, why am I high as shit right now? And it was like,
Dude, I was scared. I was a little nervous. I was like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. I've never had anyone. So I was going to let you finish, but let me tell my side of it up to that point.
Go for it.
So how you explained it was exactly right. And where I went wrong is when you asked, is it CBD stuff? I didn't really know, but it said RSO. And I honestly didn't really know, but the reason I didn't think it was like medical is because I told my buddy I need something for my dad, and he's strictly against getting high or THC. So he wanted something that was for cancer, but that didn't have any of the effects. So in my mind, not really knowing, now when we say Rick Simpson oil, I know what it is. But when I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, well, he wouldn't have given me something like that for my dad because I told him that's not what I wanted.
Well, in that respect,
And I
I'm
was
glad
like-
that happened to me, so you didn't give that to your dad, and he lost his mind getting high.
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious though. I would like to get high with my dad at one point, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
The level of that high was...
So yeah, so that's what happened. So exactly how Alex said it is what happened. But this was my side, so I didn't think. And then I thought he might just take a little dab or like put a little thing. And I was thinking in my head, even if it was low THC or had like 12 to 15%, it would get him to sleep. He'll be fine in the morning. So I didn't even think about it. But then he woke up in the middle of the night, gasping and like and I started freaking out in my head because I'm like, oh shit, dude! Like, is he having an allergic reaction? Like, can he not breathe?
But I got up and I couldn't walk correctly to the bathroom. Like, that's how high I was. I was like holding onto the bed, and I went and sat on the toilet for about 40 minutes because I couldn't stand back up, just spinning. Then went back to, and I felt so bad because I was supposed to play disc golf with our old sound guy, Baz, that morning. And he was calling me. I'm like, dude, I'm too high. I can't. He was like, suck it up, pussy. I've been high before. Like, come on, play golf.
You don't understand.
No, I can't see straight. So
I can't walk.
I kind of went back to sleep a little bit, and then, got up before our van call, and I was still just blitzed. And it was funny getting in the van because I got up in the front seat and looked back, and everyone was just laughing. Like, hey, bud, how you feeling? And it wasn't, I'm a professional. I pull it together.
Oh, you were a total pro.
But it was like I was trapped in my own mind. My body would not do what I wanted it to do. Like, I could think straight, but everything was just slow. It was just annoying to work like that. And I even told the production crew, I'm like, listen,
I'm so sorry.
I accidentally took way more edible than I thought I was taking. I apologize if I seem slow or out of it, like I'm just trying to run this show right. And they were, Seattle. They're like, oh, shit, that's happened to me, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And they were really cool.
Yeah.
Luckily, we work with very cool and forgiving people.
Mm-hmm.
Donald was just laughing at me while I was trying to set up his drums.
Oh, my goodness. That was a long day because that happened. So me and Reese were like, okay, we got to pick up the slack if we can, help him out as much as possible, try and do what we can. And then I guess the guy had left his skateboard under the trailer, and he went to get it, and Reese thought he was trying to steal something, and then they were arguing it. He lost it. That was a long night. But yeah, that happened. But I would say, as horrible as that was, I feel like we got the best meme of the century. That's the best picture, and that is exactly what you looked like
that
the entire day. And even into the next morning.
Yeah,
probably.
The next morning I was still a little high, but like very manageable.
I need to update the quote on here because that's a great picture, though.
Look at that beard.
That's a great beard too.
That was a good
So you have
one.
a nice red beard.
Yeah.
Do you notice how some people have red hair, but then they have brown beards or something like that? Or
I
it's
have
different?
like light brown hair, but my beard's red as hell.
I think that's dope.
Me too.
I can't.
Thanks.
I can't grow a beard.
I shaved mine off accidentally last week because I was trimming it and the guard like bent, so it just took a chunk out of the bottom of my beard. So that's gone.
I just don't grow enough hair, so when I use my trimmer, hairs always get pulled because it's not thick enough, Like, if I'm lucky and I grow this out enough, sometimes I can get the Fu Man and then just do down here and then shave everything else.
Sometimes I can get the Fu Man, but I can't get the chew.
Yeah, I can't get the chew. I'm not yang gang enough, But yeah, that was the RSO story. So officially, I'm so sorry.
I accept your apology.
Pat had a question. I was talking to Pat, trying to get the merch guys on here. Get a little round table.
Patrick, my brother.
Yeah. He's so
what the hell does he want?
He asked me to ask you about the time he was feeding you or you guys were eating pancakes in bed together. But in my head, when he asked me, I'm like, oh, he does that with you too? I'm like, that's nothing new. I feel like I've done that a few times.
Jameson.
Yeah.
No, it was, he ordered, so we have a bed rotation in the crew room.
Right.
And two people will share a bed, then, it'll switch. It was Pat and I's bed that night. So first, he ordered IHOP, like from Uber Eats, at 2 a.m. He got pancakes. So I was like, all right, man, do you. That's awesome. And we've completely put the kibosh on this. He's not allowed to drink beer in the bed anymore.
Oh.
Because he'll fall asleep and spill it.
Oh, I bet.
But I was sleeping next to him, and I woke up because he spilt a beer. I was like, God damn it, Pat. I told you. No more. And he just, while I'm bitching at him, just lightly held a pancake over my face and just put it towards my mouth. He's like, here you go, bud. Shh. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And just he fed me a pancake, and I went back to sleep.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's yeah. We have a good time. We're a fun hospital.
Dude, I always had a blast, and I always liked the crew room because it was like just a time to relax, as much as possible.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, as much as possible. My favorite nights were sharing beds with you. It's because you're small.
Yeah.
We're both small, so no matter how big the bed, we tend to have a decent amount of room to each other.
Yeah.
I feel bad whoever sleeps with me because I do know I will. There are certain nights, definitely, because I notice it now even, where I'll move a lot.
You're a
or something
floppy
like
guy.
that. I'm a floppy guy, but at least I don't cuddle like Zach. I've woken up a few times where I'm being big spooned.
Yeah, but he's so gentle about it.
He is really, dude. I'm pretty sure he was caressing my hair one time.
That might
He was
happen.
caressing my head,
You know,
and it was completely enjoyable.
whenever Pat cuddles, it's aggressive because he only cuddles
He's
when
a big guy.
wasted. Yeah,
He's like bear hugging you.
I just got like hit in the face with an arm. Slap. This is a sound bite.
Yeah, it wasn't loud enough. Bruh. I put a bunch of new ones on here.
We have some great times in the crew room.
And you've always done a really good job with hooking up the good one. There was this one, I don't remember which tour it just happened. It might have been the California run when we had the couple festivals or whatever. But I'm pretty sure we got there was somewhere we had either everyone had their own bed or there were like 2 rooms. It was like a good week or something, where we had the hookup, or it seemed like pretty much the whole run.
That was Omaha, Nebraska. The first night we went out, I think with Pacifier and Article Sound System.
No, it was just Pacifier
Oh, and Cashed Out.
cashed out.
No, but this is the one we did with Article Sound System.
That was a
where we
good
were
one
in
too. The New
Omaha.
Orleans, where we ended up in New Orleans.
That was Pacifier.
Right, Pacifier.
Yeah, no, I remember the one hotel room. That's what I'll do as tour manager. I will find the most amount of beds possible for one room for the crew because,
Right.
we don't want to share if we don't have to.
No.
It's never really that bad, but I always try to find a room with 3 beds or like a fold-out couch, and so everyone can spread out.
Yeah, I've never had a problem. It's just like summer camp, it's part of tour.
Yeah.
Share a bed. I'd rather be sharing a bed than sleeping on the floor or
in a
bench or
van.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which we have the Sprinter that you can sleep in, but it's
Mhm.
still not preferable.
No. How did you talk a little bit about how you got into tour managing and stage checking and doing all that stuff? Robbie came on and talked a little bit about it, but
It was Robbie.
yeah,
Robbie
let's hear your side.
Robbie got me hired. Robbie Gossweiler has been a friend of mine since probably 2010. We were in a band together, and we just kind of hit it off as bros. And he called me one day. This was back in early 2015. And I knew he was working for Ballyhoo at the time. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I know those guys. That's cool. And he called me one day, and I was literally 40 feet in the air putting a roof on a pole barn in mid-February. It was 15 degrees out. I'm wearing 10, 12 pounds of nail bags and stuff, and I'm installing this roof. He's like, hey, man, so Ballyhoo just lost a crew member, and they're looking for a guitar tech to come on the road. And I was like, yes.
Yes.
You say no more, yes. And so I started with them, and I got slowly worked into it, which was awesome. We did a weekend run, and then a couple weeks later did a full week, and then a few weeks later did 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then my first real big tour with them was with Real Big Fish and Less Than Jake,
That's awesome.
which was fucking surreal because I grew up loving both those bands. And I'm just I'm just rubbing shoulders with these guys every day. And they're,
Oh yeah, there they are.
yep,
Yeah.
both of their camps, the band and crew, they're all just amazing people.
Such nice people.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to I guess he's now the new horn player who did the merch. I think he is now.
Robot,
Yeah.
Brian.
Super nice dude. He had the cool little He always he was the one that started to get me to where I was like, I need to be a little bit more creative on the table or do something that just is more for the fans. But he had that little thing where if you bought something, he gave you a little token, or if you tipped him, you would get a token.
Yeah.
And it was just a cool throwback. And it just stinks because all the things I'm into, like cool, like 90s throwbacks or like, machines and different things. Like, I just realized that the youth isn't into that stuff.
Not so much.
It's weird they're into the fashion, though. Champion sweaters are like $68 now. That used to be the Walmart of like sports clothing.
Yeah.
And now it's like a trendy brand.
Yep. They
It's
brought
weird.
it back.
It's weird how they're making the jump pants again.
They revived it.
The tiger ones, the purple, like the tiger looking, the like
really?
parachute pants. They're bringing them back. Yeah, I saw it popped up in my
Wow.
popped up in my Facebook thing. It's weird.
I mean, you had a nice looking merch table for sure.
What have you been doing during COVID other than work? Have you got any weird hobbies or things?
Oh, nothing weird.
Not sexually weird. I just mean,
No, that's weird. That's weird all the time.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit me how bad this was until like May. I'm like, oh, these shows actually are not going to happen because nobody's fucking listening. It's when it happened, like when everything started shutting down in the beginning of March. Remember, I was driving back from Lancaster, PA, because I had gone to see a show the night before, Real Big Fish and Big D and the Kids Table.
oh, that's another great band.
Yeah, our boy Chips was tour managing Big D. So I went up and hung out there.
Chips.
Yeah. Had a good night. And then the next day, just started getting phone calls from all the shows for like the next couple weeks at least. Just like, hey, we're going to have to, we got to postpone this. We got to cancel this. And we had a really great weekend lined up. We were going to go to like the Ballyhoo Theater in Leesburg, Virginia. And we had like 400 pre-sale on that. And
Virginia's a really good area for you guys.
dude, but we hadn't had that at that venue before, and it's like an 850 cap.
Oh, wow.
And it was close to 400 pre-sale, and we were blown away. We were like, oh my God, this is going to be a great show. And then the next night was going to be Annapolis, and that always like either sells
slams.
out or comes close. And right away they were like, well, we can't have gatherings of 250 or more, and both shows had way more pre-sale. We're like, you got to be fucking kidding. The one time that we get these huge pre-sales, it bites us in the ass. We got to have a smaller crowd. And
It's crazy.
It was that was a crazy couple days of talking with people and going back and forth and talking with management and the band and like, how do we want to appear on this? Like, we could still do this show, but we got to like stop the ticket sales, but then we're not going to be doing this show. So how's that going to look? And it just, we just shut it down.
It's scary too, because that's the main income. That's your income,
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have just bought this laptop and upgraded my iPhone. Like,
I did that too. I mean, we knew it was serious. We just didn't know. We didn't take into account humans and our political system and society and stuff like that, It's just weird to me. I don't want to get too much into a political topic, but just in general, I feel like it's weird to me why you can't be for something and also against something within that same. It's always the extremes. That
if you're not with me, you're against me.
Right.
Only a Sith speaks in absolutes,
Right, yeah. That was my point of that. Not to get into anything political, but it's just like, I feel like there's more than one thing for everything. It doesn't always have to be just black and white.
Yeah, there has been a vast wave of just sheer selfishness with this entire COVID situation over things that just shouldn't be. Like, oh man, it's probably smart to wear a mask and it reduces the risk. Well, it doesn't stop it, and I'm running my freedom, man. That's it. Just
freedom
became this thing. It's.
I mean, I think you said it perfectly.
shameful.
Selfish. Yeah, selfish is a great word in general.
There's little tiny things you can do to try and combat something global,
Right.
and just show that you kind of give a shit. And people just can't wrap their minds around it. They're out there saying all lives matter and not putting on a fucking mask. There's just a sect of people in this country that are just not with it logically at all.
I think that's why I get such a headache from social media, because that's what it's become too.
Yeah. I've left Facebook.
No, I saw that.
I only have an Instagram. Like, I can't do it.
It just sucks because with the podcast and the company, if I don't stay on it and I don't promote to a certain degree, it literally, even overnight, I've noticed when I got off Facebook and I went back on, it doesn't put you back in the algorithm you started.
Yeah,
you know, it puts you
sure.
back at the bottom and you have to work your way all the way back up.
Yeah.
But I actually did something, and some people are probably going to twist it because of the saying, but I actually unfollowed everyone on the EUM thing, and it was more of a statement of just, you don't always have to get so caught up in everything. You know, work on yourself. Worry about what you're doing, not what everyone else is doing. And I think you'll have more of a chance to do something special. But it doesn't mean I don't support people, and it doesn't mean I'm not supporting them by not, like, to me, if you think, oh, I don't support you because I'm not following you on one account, when I follow you on my personal account and I follow you on my podcast account.
That gets silly. The
You
whole
know?
following thing.
Yeah, it really is.
I noticed that you didn't like my photo. Like,
And I'm like, I can't help what they show me. But yeah, you know, we have such good technology and things that should be used for the right way. And then it seems like we just find a way to turn it into something like TikTok is so stupid to me. It's just people dancing, I guess. And half the time they're in their underwear or something. Like, I don't, I'm like confused what TikTok is, because I know Facebook covers everything. You can post videos, you can do stories, you can do, you know, whatever. So I don't understand where Instagram came and that got popular. Then we had Twitter, which is the same thing. Like,
you know what TikTok is? TikTok is a serious threat to the office of the President of the United States.
Oh, yeah. I forgot it. I try not to follow. I don't even watch the news. I can't do it. I read newspapers if possible. I'll go on the Baltimore Sun, or I'll research stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even like, people are like, oh, you're only saying Fox News. I'm like, no, I don't hate, but Don Lemon annoys me because he's very opinionated too. Rachel Maddow annoys me just as much as some of those, you know, Tucker Carlson. And
Rachel Maddow looks like my friend Jimmy.
I know. So Robbie was in here recently, and what sucks is
I know, I can smell him.
I can smell him. I probably shouldn't say this, because then I feel like I won't be able to do it in the future. But at the same time, it's almost a challenge myself that we're going to make it happen. But when I found out you were coming in, he'd been coming in a couple times because we live close. And so we just come in, chill, you know, we'll edit videos or just watch TV. And so when I told him that you were coming in, I was like, oh, dude, we got to scare him. We got to do something. Like, and I'm not just talking like pop out from somewhere. Like, we need to scare the shit out of them. Like, we even were brainstorming to the point we were going to make a fake table to put in front of you, and then like have like hard cardboard. Like, have you seen Ellen when the guy pops out from
Yeah.
We were going to go that far and make this elaborate thing. So where he could just pop out, and
you would have gotten a scare from me.
And to the point where I was like, dude, you got to be in there for like 40 minutes so he doesn't know. Like, he's got to think there's no way in hell that there's someone in here, because there's been no movement for 40.
That would be downright impressive.
Yeah,
if you guys pulled something like that off, I
dude,
would just be.
We were close, and then
amazed.
I got the text message. I got the feet pic. How's your feet doing, by the way?
Oh, good. I switched.
What happened? Did you drop something on it, or just allergic reaction? That thing was swollen.
It was both my feet. No, I was working in the wrong shoes the week before. I wore these like boat, like deck shoes that there's no support in them, and I did a really huge window cleaning job by myself. This really big church, like, took me all day. And I was just wearing those, you know, climbing up and down and walking around, and, you know, my feet got sore. And then I kept working for like the next 8 straight days, and like they just weren't I just didn't have time to like rest them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got these really nice like Columbia sneaker hiking boot hybrids that are just made for walking all day. And 2 days on those, and I was good. But I was icing my feet for like a week and a half. It sucked.
I need to get a pair. I keep telling myself every Black Friday I'm gonna get a pair of good hiking boots.
I'll show you the
Brown
ones I got.
just lace
Dude,
them up.
dude, these look like cool sneakers.
Oh,
but
nice.
they wear like hiking boots, and they have the support. I'll show you when we're done.
Show me the feet. Yeah,
I'll show you the shoes.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. I keep seeing girls that post. These guys keep asking for feet pictures or something, and I'm like, happens to me too. Relax, you're not special.
You get requests for feet pics
All the time. All the time.
That's weird.
I know, right? That's social media for you.
Yep.
Were you ever into rap that much back in the day?
Still kind of into rap.
Like current rap?
Here and there. There's
Yeah.
some good stuff here and there.
So they have these documentaries that are coming out on BET
Yeah.
finally, and they have the Cash Money one, where he was like the first black billionaire, like even before Jay-Z, just because they had so many albums that came out in that 1 year.
I don't
Master
know.
Master P. He was like the first black billionaire. I'm pretty
Was he?
sure. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Maybe it's not billions. Maybe back then it was like 100 million, or maybe it was like half a billion or
A
something.
lot of bread.
But I'm pretty sure it was like he was the first before Jay-Z and before all the other people. Now, I don't know if
Okay.
Jay-Z's a billionaire. I don't know. Maybe it's a multimillionaire, you know.
See,
but still.
The rap that I was into was like Talib Kweli and Mos Def and,
Right. Same.
you know,
Common,
Tribe Called
Nas.
Quest,
Tribe, yep.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. I was into the stuff that told a story, you know, had good beats, or, you know, all, you know, was like,
Yeah.
I like lyricists. The mumble rap, I got out of it in the early 2000s, you know,
Yeah.
mid 2000s is when I was just like, okay, Lil Wayne's doing mumble rap. Like, I'm done.
I liked a lot of his stuff. Carter 2 was awesome.
So, see, that's what I don't understand. There was so much good rap albums out back in the day.
Yeah.
And these kids just listen to the
These goddamn kids.
that. I do catch myself sounding just like that now.
Yeah, so
Which
do
sucks.
I. And it's
And I'm only 35. And I still feel like I feel like I'm 50. You know, with some of these kids.
sometimes. Some of these damn kids.
That's all right. But yeah, they have these documentaries and they're dope. So they had the Rough Riders one too with DMX. And I just remember in
Yeah.
8th grade going to dances or parties, like house parties. That was like,
Oh, yeah.
they played.
Yep.
It just struck a chord with me when I saw that, and so I started watching them. They ended up being really good. They were
What's the name of the series? You know?
oh god, I'm such a bad producer. I can look it up real quick.
Hey, Jamie, you pull that up?
Yeah. I used to have Amy, but she's on to bigger and better things. So it's called Chronicles,
Okay.
and it's Rough Riders. Thank God for editing. And I guess they had Master P, his thing. But yeah, that was really cool. It brought me back to back in the day.
Nice.
Back
I'm going to have to
when
check that
everything-
out. Thank you.
Oh my God, look at this kangaroo, dude.
Yeah.
200-pound rip. Dude, that thing is definitely on some protein. Look at this guy.
Roger.
Roger the kangaroo,
He's down there
mates.
crushing buckets. What the fuck?
Doing koala bells. He's the real deal. How do you get like that?
Look at those biceps, mate.
Dude,
Jesus.
they have to be doing like human testing down there, and they're just like mixing human and like animal DNA. Look,
200-pound, 6'7" alpha male. Sounds like Howie.
can you imagine if Howie and Donald were that ripped? Like if they just put on like 80,
Very
like 80
intimidating.
pounds. Oh my God.
80's a lot. Maybe 25.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that thing is huge.
Nah,
Imagine
put him up.
imagine
up,
getting
man.
hit with that thing. That's not him though,
No.
is he? No, that's a skinnier one.
Look at him just hanging out there in the outback.
He still looks ripped. Well, I think here's another thing. That's the thing with social media is that was very deceiving.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know, because it looked like he was ripped and huge, but then when they actually showed him next to the other guy, you're like, well, he's big, but I'm actually a big fan of Price is Right. I would love to go on there. I had a funny story is my friends got tickets and they got so excited they went together, and then they realized it was like not the real thing. It was just like a traveling version of it.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, didn't you know that when it was happening in Baltimore? and not in Los Angeles or wherever they film it. But I thought that was fun. But anyway, so we're both big Baltimore fans.
Yeah.
Ravens. We've I'm gonna pull this up actually because I can. I tried to model EUM and how I do things after how the Ravens do it as much as possible. I'm not perfect, and obviously I don't have the same resources, so I'm not always able to do that. But ideally, what I strive to be and what I try to be as a person and as a business especially is kind of do it the way they do it. And they just released this awesome statement.
Okay, they got bullet points.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's like a whole little thing. So they're saying, stand up, charge the people, but then they also on some of these things they're giving you tangible things that we can do to make things better instead of just saying, oh, this needs to change and going to the extremes. And then they also say, as much as they're standing up for, and this is what I started to say before, as much as they're standing up for the, getting justice for the people that were killed unjustly, they're also saying, respect police.
There are some very mundane things that you can do for a livelihood that take way more training and learning than a fucking police officer.
But even though I believe people shouldn't be shot, I also understand that, cops go through a lot. And the good cops that are out there that are, putting their life on the line, how hard a job that is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
it's my my fantasy team name for one of the leagues is Good Cap, Bad Cap. Cap spelled like Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a social issue along with football mixed in there. So I feel like that kind of...
Are you surprised they haven't released an official statement, or at least Goodell hasn't apologized to him? Because I do think Kaepernick deserves an apology.
Yeah, he definitely does, but I haven't seen
or
anything.
even compensated.
That's
possibly
that's above my pay grade. I don't know what they should do on that.
No,
but
me too.
The thing that bothers me is that he became this pariah for kneeling. He was the first instance was he sat on the bench during the national anthem.
Right.
He was told by a former soldier, "Hey, don't sit down. Like, if you want to show, if you want to convey the feelings that you're feeling for people that have had injustices done to them, take a knee. That's what we do for fallen soldiers. We take a knee." It literally came from a military member's mouth to take a knee, and everyone, they're he's disrespecting the military and the flag. That is some of the craziest shit that I've ever heard. That's what it was taken as.
I think anyone that still says that stuff is obviously an underlying, at this point, is an underlying that they're racist.
Yeah, no, there's
like,
no...
There's definitely, no question.
You can try to explain it away all you want. That's what it is.
Right.
If you can't comprehend the reality of... He's upset that black people are still getting shot for shit that white people can get away with. It's clear as day.
I mean, that video that they keep showing of the white kid that was walking with some, like, it blew my mind that he was going like this and, like, showing his gun, and they literally drove past him. Like, that just blows my mind. That alone should show you. I don't even have to tell you. I don't even have to sit here and say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, NFL, man, the Ravens were doing good. I love Lamar. Obviously got the jersey up there. Big Lamar. We went to a training camp. It was hot as hell that day, though.
That was a good day, though.
That was fun. It was a good time.
Then we had lunch at the Harryman House.
Oh, yeah. The Harryman House. I used to work there. That's a great place.
Down near the Harryman House.
Yeah, the owner, John, was probably... There's two owners I've had or people that I've worked for that were just top-notch. Good business owners, good people, cared about their employees. I can't say that the managers that worked for them.
Yeah.
But the owners were great.
That was a fun day at the training camp, though.
I'd never really been there, or I'd been there but not gotten to see it like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'd never been to the actual Under Armour training compound.
Mm-hmm.
The last training camp I went to was when they were doing it at McDaniel College.
Right.
And I think even back then it was called Western Maryland College. It was before they even named it McDaniel. So it was a while ago.
I used to have soccer camp there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was good times.
I had the one time when I was a kid, I was probably 11, and kids were like waiting up against the fence to get autographs and stuff, and I had Ray Lewis signed the bill of my hat, and he like signed it and walked away. I was like towards the end of the fence, and he started walking away, and security was behind him, walking him in the locker room, and this stupid fucking fat kid tried to grab it from me.
The hat?
Like tried to take it, and like it ended up, I was like, no, and pulled it back and ended up falling over the side of the fence. And I was like, hey, can you get my hat? He tried to take my hat. Can you grab it? And Ray Lewis turned around, looked at me, and saw the hat and started walking back. And the security guys were like trying to tell him, like, no more. We're going in the locker room. And he just straight up shrugged one off of him, walked over and gave me the hat. And he's like, hold on to that tight.
Yeah.
It was just such a cool experience. Like, he actually walked back to hand me that back.
Were you younger?
Yeah, I was like 10 or 11.
Oh, see, so anytime I've gone there, and even when I was a younger teen or something like that, no matter what, if you stand in the front, they'll skip you because they go to the kids first, obviously.
Yeah.
Like they should.
Yeah.
So they're doing all the kids first. So I never, ever got an autograph from any Ravens player because even if I tried to or stood away from them. But then there'd be these guys that were obviously trying to sell it on eBay, shoving fake jerseys in their face and over the kids, you know, putting the jersey over the. I'm like, bro, back off the kid, you know, let the kid do his thing.
Some deplorable behavior.
Yeah, well, I'm really hoping we have a great year. You know, it's going to be a lot different. I'm getting pumped up. I keep getting, now that the season's starting to come up, I keep getting pulled in these Facebook ads, and I keep buying shit I don't need.
They'll get you.
Yeah, I need to not. We need to get paid for that. You know, if they're using our info and you know, tracking our keystrokes, we need to get paid for that information that they're then making money off of the advertisers because we're going and then using it.
Yeah, that'll never happen under capitalism.
Well, that's why we just need to boycott Facebook.
I'm not pitching another sort of economical system. I'm just saying the reality of, like, that's not how it'll work.
No, it's not. But I don't know. You can still dream.
Yeah.
That's why I got into business, man. I really want to, you know, again, I don't have all the resources to do things the way I want to, per se.
I like what you're saying.
But I got into business because I believe in doing it the right way. It seems like business has a negative connotation to it because there's a lot of people that will cut corners or fudge numbers or do illegal things. And it's always about the bottom line. And I really, really think that, you know, there is a certain amount of responsibility as a business owner. And if I'm lucky enough to get to the point where I ever make a lot of money, where I can live comfortably and then have a lot to give back, I will certainly give back as much as possible. I think that's kind of, you don't have to sell all your companies so that you're broke, but I mean, you know, I think I certainly would take it seriously, and that's why I got into business. So
I wonder if Jeff Bezos ever thought that way.
Hell no. I was just looking about, he's somewhere in like, he's worth like 180 or something billion dollars now.
It's a lot of money.
You're telling me he can't give a couple billion out and then, you know, do certain things and now I see him giving a lot of money, but 200 or 100 mil to him is like $100 to us, you know, or to even rich people.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really feel like there's just so many more things like as a society. Anytime we have a hurricane, we're always out of electricity because of the way of our society is structural, you know, thing. Like, how are we not at the point where energy is just free and we have enough resources through solar and wind to power cities and stuff like that? They do that in France. The one city is completely free.
Yeah, it's
free Wi-Fi, free electric. Sure. Those are basic needs to run households, you know. Who knows? Sure. Yeah, that's weird. And you know, life it's cliche, but life is so short that it's hard to kind of see the big picture. You know,
it's harder for
seeing
some
that
more than
change
others.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit. I feel like I didn't come to the table with enough more upbeat stuff.
Hey, I'm still in a good mood.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you want to talk about, or like anything that happened this last week? Or
I do have one thing I want to say.
yeah, go for it. The mic is yours.
If you're going to do the speed limit and nothing but the speed limit, stay the fuck out of the left lane.
Yeah.
If anybody's getting too close to you, you're going too slow. Go to the right.
Yeah.
Stay out of the left fucking lane.
So I
Thank you.
Yeah. So I completely agree with that 100%. But I also see the flip side, not of this situation, but I'm saying when because I have a Jeep, I just got bigger tires, so it takes a second longer to like kind of speed up.
Yeah.
If I'm in the right lane going 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit, don't tail me.
Yeah.
Stop tailing me. Go around me. The reason I go 10 over is so that I'm still plenty of room. So if you need to get over and get out or do whatever, you can.
Yep.
But I'm also not taking my Jeep into the left lane because it's not what it's made for.
Just read the road. Read the room, read the situation. There's a pace to traffic.
Right.
Just,
exactly.
Just understand it.
I had this guy tailing me. I hate when people tell me in the right lane because I could understand if I was going the speed limit, they'd be tailing me maybe even. But if I'm going 10 to 15 over, I was going like 13 miles over. Because if I go any faster, I'm getting pulled over, and I'm not going to risk that.
If you got a passing lane, just pass somebody.
Yeah, there was no one on. There was 3 lanes. It was a 4-lane highway, and there was plenty of room in the other. It wasn't like it was busy. It was during COVID, so there was like no one on the road. The guy was tailing me, and then he finally, after like
That's
3 miles of tailing me, goes around me.
If it
I'm
was
like,
just him, that's the point where I just start slowing down.
I was tempted to just slam on the brakes.
No, that's a bad move.
No, I know.
But
I wouldn't do
if
that.
you just start slowing down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I will do that sometimes. But people are crazy.
Yeah.
They'll get out of their cars. Like if you end up at a stoplight, they'll get out and like fight you or do something worse these days. You never know.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You never know.
I'm not trying to cause something like that.
No, I
but
know.
it just kind of coaxes someone to go around you. But I've been driving. I have a pretty long drive to work on the daily, so I've been dealing with traffic and just that's been weighing.
you're
That's
going
been
all the way
weighing
up
on
there.
my fucking soul. Are people that just get in the left lane and go the same speed as the right lane. I wish there was just a big shovel that extended from the bottom of my car that I could just spatula that motherfucker off the road.
I feel like there was a movie or something where they had a car that went whoop and it would just like move out of the way.
I just needed to get that off my chest.
I thought you were going to bring something like intense, and it was like, it wasn't, I mean, yeah, maybe. I did not expect that because I figured that was something that we all went through, but I 100% agree with you.
I just,
I
that
100%
that was
agree
on my
with you.
mind, and now I have a microphone, so felt like the time to say it.
It was really nice having you on here because I don't get to see you as much.
Yeah, man. It was
And
good to
you're
come
a
out.
great guy.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
And even though we don't have one, we'll figure it out. And we're going to figure out a way to get a PayPal or a Venmo up by the time I edit this. And we'll have people, if you enjoyed the episode, or even if you thought it sucked really bad, but you support good people and support crews and bands, I'll throw it up there. And please consider donating to Alex. We got Reese and Pat. Pat is the merch guy. And just all good kids, all good people. You know, I can't say enough about them in the band. So donate to that. Do you have anything else that you have coming up, or people should know, or yeah?
Not really. No.
All right. Well, shit. Well, I'm gonna do the final applause, and then that was nice. And then my favorite one is
Game over.
Ooh.
That's
That was
it.
sexy.
Yeah.
Ooh.